Good morning, good afternoon, Club Spotters, to all of you from wherever you are viewing us this morning or this afternoon.
Well, you could be in London at 1 a.m. That's very early.
What do you call that?
Good, that's ridiculous.
Welcome to Adam Steinhardt, the CEO of the Kingdom. How are you today?
Hi, Zaahn. Super excited to be here. As usual, Friday morning ClubSpot time.
Yes.
Always something learned in preparation for the show, and
Absolutely.
looking forward to delivering some awesome for you today.
Yeah, very, very good. So today we're obviously talking about the mobile CRM app that HubSpot released or re-released mid last year.
Well, it's been around historically for a couple of years, but they did really build the whole thing from scratch again. And so it's been out for a year now, but some cool stuff to show in the show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So as usual, we welcome your questions in the chat panel. Last week, we had a range of fantastic questions when we had Luke Summerfield on that took us down some wonderful segues. So let's see if we can get our attention diverted today.
Absolutely.
If you don't have your phone handy and you're watching at home, you should probably grab it because there are going to be some little takeaways.
This is a highly interactive session, and this is probably one of the more fun sessions we've got going on, because we do have some cool tech to play with today, including the screen sharing of our mobile phones, which is going to be risky and lots of fun. And I will kick off with the quick process of just sharing the HubSpot CRM page, so you guys can actually understand where to get the mobile app from. Now,
good idea.
It's going to surprise you that it comes from the App Store and the Play Store. Who would have thought, hey? So there's the mobile app page, so you can get the mobile app from the Apple Play Store, App Store, and the Google Play Store. So go and check it out under HubSpot. It's a good idea to get it installed now, because what we're about to do, Zaahn, is get stuck into the show and going to share the mobile app on the screen here, so we can actually go live real time.
Great.
And have some excitement with that particular program and make it all look really cool.
Excellent.
Yeah,
all right,
good.
so let's get underway. Are you going to
share? Yeah, absolutely. So I'm using a Power Mirror, which is really risky. It's like working with pets, the mobile phone. So we're going to share our screen here, which is really exciting. But feel welcome to ask a question while I get that mirror happening. This is happening now on my phone, which is good. So yeah, here we go.
So obviously, the app is going to give people huge flexibility, which it seems quite straightforward and obvious. But what we're going to do today is really just get stuck into it in a little bit more detail and show you some of the benefits that we like to use, because you use it daily, don't you?
All the time. So hopefully you guys can see the app on screen. This is slightly new technology, so anyone out there that wants to give us a thumbs up if we can see the screen, that's a benefit for us. So this is my Android. So down the bottom corner here, we've got my HubSpot app. So I'm just going to open that up. And this takes you live real time into the HubSpot, your HubSpot portal. Okay, right. So once you're on, which is exciting. Now we are going to be using Biglytics today. So Biglytics is the HubSpot massive demo portal, just because of confidentiality and privacy. We don't want to expose anyone's personal details. So Biglytics is going to be a little bit weird and not give us everything, but at the same time protect data. So that's important. So if you're playing at home, now's the time to get your phone out, Zaahn. And I see you've got your Apple iPhone there ready to go. And there's my thing going blank. Now, the first thing is that when we get stuck into the actual app, we've got the bottom bar down the bottom here that's got all the bits and pieces that typically come from your HubSpot deployment. Now, what today's about is not just demonstrating the features of the app, but also showing some quick tricks and things how you can work faster. Now, the first thing I'm going to help you with is that it's fast to actually tick off your upcoming tasks in the app. Okay, so the task to-do list manager in HubSpot on the desktop is there. It's helpful, it's great, and we've done plenty of cool sessions of it. But I find it easy to use the app to go ahead and just tick off the things that have to be done in the app itself. Now, and it's just quicker to get your tasks done. Now, when you have your calendar connected, you'll see down here you've got the actual connected calendar. Now, because on Biglytics, our calendar is not live, which is because it's not a live portal, but this should show your calendar for the day. So it's super helpful to have that. Now, one of the great things about the HubSpot app is that it automatically will call and link into your contacts database, your HubSpot contacts database, so that you are able to call instead of having to have all this stuff in your own phone contacts database. So it means that it's accessing the phone numbers from HubSpot, and they're there, they're available, and you can actually call them. So this phone icon here will allow you to actually directly call that person straight. And if in HubSpot, it's there for you, ready to go, which means you don't have to have your personal phone book clogged up with contacts out of your business contacts.
Yeah. Okay. So heavily geared towards the CRM, the app, obviously, from what you're explaining so far. When you press that phone little icon, is that actually going to log a call in the CRM as well?
Yeah. Well, actually, I want to call that person. I don't know that person. So yes, that will log a call. And this is another great reason why the app works really well, because HubSpot's made a huge effort in the background to go ahead and do a whole bunch of incredible dashboards that help salespeople get great dashboard stats without actually having to do anything. And so the first thing I would do as a sales tip is I'd absolutely be using my phone all the time on my HubSpot app to call the people that I'm speaking to. Because when we call them, it does pop up with an option that allows you to say what happened with that call. No, I'm not going to press it again. Well, I'll scan your business card shortly and call you.
Yeah, much better idea.
So but what I'm saying is it allows you to actually record the results of your call, and that goes directly into the HubSpot dashboard. And so that means you can actually record how successful you've been, and also those, from a management point of view, you can start seeing the success of your reps and the people involved with calling.
Absolutely.
Really yeah.
So when we work with clients and we spend a lot of time training people in the effective use of the CRM and helping sales teams work out priorities of tasks and the activity feed. And then we work with their sales managers to look at the reporting and how to read the tea leaves, if you like, of what's going on with their sales teams. So this, for any salespeople out there, this is kind of like an unwritten no-brainer. Like,
absolutely,
you guys have got to be making your calls using the app, because it saves you time having to go back and log stuff manually. But it's also clocking up your activities,
it's showing
which
how
your
successful
sales manager is actually reviewing. So hugely important.
And going into the sales activity timeline too. So you see that you actually have made 5 calls to that particular person on the days you did.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it does actually, and of course, when you record, and this is now we are starting to talk about a tip here, is that when you do actually get those, when you do those calls and you finish the call, and we're going to call Zaahn in a minute and do this, we can actually log the notes. So let's, without further ado, we're going to jump across though and get stuck into the More button. Innocuous, bottom right, but don't ignore it. It's got some very powerful stuff here. Number one thing, business card scanner. Okay, so let's not be backward and coming forward. So here we've got Zahn's delightful business card. I've got my phone going crazy on our setup here. I'm going to go ahead and take a photo of Zahn's business card now. And well, probably not, maybe if I hold it still, it's going to be better for it. Okay, we'll take a photo. There you go. Lovely photo on your business card there, Zahn, I know.
Thank you.
Get a lot of comments on that.
Absolutely.
Okay,
people love it.
So what we're doing here is actually getting the crop review, which is cool, telling HubSpot which bits the text, press done, and then HubSpot is going to go ahead and load this information automatically into the mobile app. Voila. Okay, and it's not spelled with a W, it's a V, it's French. Voila. Okay, for all those out there playing at home. So look at that. How cool is that, Zaahn? Happy with that?
Yeah, that's nice.
So we're going to choose the correct matches. Yep, we're happy with that. Job title, vice president of operations, Zaahn, campaign warrior, etc. This is our software, of course. Check it out; it's amazing. And then save, bingo, bango, bongo. That's now gone into. Don't know why it's doing that. That's probably because Big Lytics won't let me. But that's going to go into your own database and save as a contact. So that's how you get your business cards into HubSpot quickly now. So pop
Very
that one
cool.
across to the first unsuspecting intern that walks in your business.
Well, funny you say that. I did give it to my. She was 8 at the time after we returned from a conference, and she scanned all the business cards in. Thought it was a hoot.
Fantastic. So that's the business card scanner option. So that's down on the More button, which
Very
is
nice.
hidden away. I think it's a little bit underrated.
Absolutely. A lot of these things are underrated. The next thing, conversations.
Conversations.
This is awesome.
Very important. Okay, so you are an expert at conversations. You can take over for a bit. In this
Yeah,
one.
so conversations is where your inbox stores the messaging systems that you choose. So you can have Facebook Messenger, you can have your chat bot, you can have certain forms. So you don't have to have all of your forms connected, and I wouldn't have all of your forms connected. You can just have the certain specific forms that are perhaps a little bit more bottom of funnel than others, like booking a demo or booking a consultation.
Service forms too.
Service, yeah. Yep. But you can the inbox is where all of that correspondence comes into one spot. Now, the beauty of the app here is that it gives you the availability to reply to those queries on your phone. So for example, this is a live chat that has come into the Big Lytics portal. From here, you can actually go and reply to that message on the fly. Now, we have a use case for live chat on our website. Adam was on the beach walking his dog, got a live chat, ended up being a customer who was contacting us from the United States. Adam was responding, got a call, got a meeting booked, went on to become a customer, all because of the flexibility of live chat and the fact that Adam had the app and was able to respond to him on the fly.
Exactly. Yeah.
So definitely worth checking out. If you do stumble upon any problems, just pick up the phone and give us a call, because we're more than happy to help people out with getting it set up. Once it's set, you're off. You're away to the races. Or
And you
off
can,
to the races.
well, you can be at the races and music.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
There you go. So a big fan of the inbox, and the fact that it's on the app is just.
Now, the other thing too that's important about this, the conversations, is that when you have conversations set up in HubSpot, you will get an email notification coming to your inbox, typically saying that you do have a conversation in play. And so you need to have the app on the phone to be able to access easily, because if you press on that link in the email inbox, it'll try and fire up HubSpot on your actual phone in the desktop version. So you do need to have this to work effectively in the conversations and chat place.
It's funny you say that. I don't think you can spend enough time in the settings on the notifications tab, making sure that your notifications are set to receive updates on all the things that you want. And then, of course, you've got the notifications on the mobile app as well. So good reference point there for people to jump into the notifications section and make sure you've got all of your in-app, email, all of the alerts set up appropriately.
Perfect. Right now, Zaahn, thank you all for joining the show. This is the bit which is making it worth it. Now, I've got a mind-blowing feature for you. Yeah. And I'm going to bet you $50 next time you go to the races with me, that not you've ever been, but on the special for the 5th. This bit's awesome.
Okay.
Check out what's happened here. Right. So first of all, and this is all part of the show preparation. I had no idea this was here until this morning. Keyboard, right? Keyboard. HubSpot's now got a HubSpot keyboard. Did you know this? Shut up. You
No, I never knew.
So HubSpot's got a keyboard now, so you can actually select the HubSpot keyboard and install it. Now, I'm on Android. I've got no idea if it works on iPhone, but you can actually switch your input methods. Now I use the Gboard. HubSpot keyboard here, Samsung keyboard. So we've got keyboards. Now, this is a thing that's set up on your mobile phone. You can use keyboards differently. You've got different choices of keyboards, Apple-based and Samsung-based. Okay, now that's one bit, right? Now, because of the HubSpot keyboard, if we go back to our conversation side of things here and come here in conversations, and we're actually talking to somebody in our conversation, which is truthfully exciting. And then you want to go ahead and start typing. Okay, so this is where you'd normally type your message. So you said hi. Now, if you change your keyboard down here, or no, if I don't do that, if I change my keyboard to show up where the keyboard icon is, maybe if I could just remember where that icon is here. When we go to the HubSpot keyboard, here it lets you pick your meetings links and your snippets and your documents and your quotes and different bits and pieces from HubSpot. Now, if I was on my portal, I'd have a meeting link here. And so I could actually insert my meeting link from this keyboard. My snippets, of course, now snippets are worthy of an episode. These are the shortcuts. See, you're going to your phone, and you do it. The snippets are available for you, and these are the shortcuts that you actually insert into your document. And so we can go ahead and say, I'll be in touch, and there that's automatically place the snippets. Now, this keyboard is available across your entire phone.
Oh yes, I was just going to say that.
Every single app, this keyboard is available. So you have email. So you now are able to put meetings links straight into your emails. You're able to put snippets straight into emails. Now, this means that snippets suddenly is not just a sales and marketing tool. Snippets is your email address, or it's your name, or it's your phone number. It's the stuff, it's the information you want to hold around. Now, documents, of course, allows you to attach PDF documents to email. Go. You want to talk?
Snippets, such a big thing with talking about inbox live chat.
Very much so. Yep.
I manage the live chat for a few different people, of course, ourselves as well. And live chat won't actually let you drop a link in, right? It won't bring you one of your pages. So what I have done is I've gone and set up snippets.
Perfect.
Where for the kingdom, I've got, an ebook, a blog, and perhaps a contact us form. And so I can drop the snippets in there and say, hey, if you're wanting to reach out, or this blog might help you, or it's just all the tools coming together to make life way, way, way easier. So, you know, you're out walking the dog or you're on the beach, whatever you might be doing, the app allows you to be responding and contactable for your customers at all times, which might not be what you want.
Well, exactly. But I use the snippets done for profile stuff. So here's the Kingdom homepage, here's your link, here's my link, here's our contact us page, and here's 10 ways to help you. And so this is really cool. Now, the fact it's on that in the keyboard, when I saw this morning over my bacon and eggs, I was like, oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I'm so attending next week's ClubSpot.
So, it will be great to have you attend.
Thank you. So that I think is tip of the day. And now, if you haven't discovered snippets, the other cool thing about snippets is they do come up on your Gmail and Outlook.
Yeah.
But they also have keyboard shortcuts as well. And so they're perfect for things like job applicants, when you want to respond to job applicants. You've got a myriad of reasons why you keep typing the same thing over and over again. And so the snippets thing is gold. It's now available on the HubSpot keyboard. Just to refresh, I know everyone's excited about this and busily getting this stuff. It's in settings. Go across the keyboard and enable that, and away you go from there. So it's available on your phone, on Android. I don't know where it is an iPhone, but it's there somewhere as well.
So let's just tap on the activity icon down the bottom if we can.
Let's.
And have a little.
Now, this is going to be boring because we don't have it connected to
course.
it, but we'll talk about it all the same.
So the activity feed, and this is available on your desktop as well under the contacts menu. But
underrated.
It's so underrated.
Yeah.
This is where you can have a review of what's been going on. So your emails that have been opened, anyone who's clicked into an email, any sent emails, any lead visits. So that's looking at the people who are in your contacts database set as a lead. Have they been back to the website? So just giving you that visibility of who's doing what.
Massive.
Someone says, oh no, I never opened that email and I didn't read that email.
Yeah, it's here. It's right there.
Actually, you did.
Now, we don't have this. Now, the reason why it's not showing up here is because we are in the HubSpot demo portal, Biglytics, but it will be with your own connected portal, this will be live and showing this information. So as mentioned, people have opened their emails, okay? The clicks, so what they're actually clicking on. And this is one of the reasons why when we create content, Zaahn, we want to have lots of links in our emails, because we want to actually give the prospects a chance to click on something. And when they click on something, they're going to show you that they've done that. And as a result, give away their buying intention.
Yes.
Give away their intention as a prospect as to what they're interested in, which enhances your sales experience.
Excellent.
Sent emails, obviously that's going to be showing the emails, and that'll show you whether they're opened or not. So that's getting back to that whole bad debt scenario. Oh, I haven't got the email. Yeah, you have. I can tell.
I never got that.
Yeah. Lead visits and prospect visits. So these are really exciting. So what we're talking about here is a segmented area that shows you specifically who you've got marked as prospects that are actually visiting your website. And so this is priceless information. And we only had a situation a week and a half ago when we were doing a training session with a company that sells very high ticket items, big B2B, long lead cycle, and the person who was that they were actually trying to reach out to had already looked at their website 3 weeks beforehand. They didn't realize, and so they saw it in the activity. They saw the prospect visit and was like, "Wow, that's amazing!" And so that then gave them the excitement and the energy to go and contact.
Oh, good.
Document views.
Yeah. Okay, so you document. Oh, sorry, me. So document views, when you're loading documents into your emails, they live in a completely separate section of HubSpot. So this is not like your ebooks and your white papers, but this might be terms and conditions or a standard agreement.
Yeah.
These are the views of those documents. They sit under the sales icon menu.
Yep.
Or do they?
They've moved a bit. They're around.
Templates, snippets, documents.
Yeah.
So those are the documents we're referring to. So this is going to show you who in your contacts database has actually viewed the documents that you've attached to your emails.
And they actually show page by page views too.
Yeah.
So, and time on page as well. So
it's brilliant.
It is very cool. Yeah. So if you've got something which is very good for a brochure, a 52, we've got a customer with a 48-page brochure, shows the pages they viewed, how long they viewed it for. So that's a cool one too.
Yeah, it really is.
Meetings.
Now, I'm assuming this is just going to give you an update of the feed of upcoming meetings. Let me have a look in my real time, because
I would be guessing so too.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing the form side of things, the forms are also showing you who submitted forms this week. So that's a very quick way of seeing who's submitted the form and what form. This is great when you've got a lot of forms going on. I love this feature. It's actually not available easily on the desktop version. And this is one of the things about the actual mobile version does have some features that are better than the desktop version. So this form summary is actually really good because it shows you really quickly who's actually submitted on the form, which form they've submitted on. So you can see who's been on a webinar, who's been on a support form, who's been on a contact form, and you've got the real one there. So what did it say?
Yeah, so meetings did exactly what we thought, gave us a summary of all the meetings that we've had in the past.
Yep.
And then the forms, yeah, it's giving me a snapshot of all the people who have, well, pretty much signed up for today's session.
Thank you so much for signing up for today's session. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. So that's under the activity feed. Now, the thing is that there are a lot of hidden gems under this, isn't there? When you consider we've got just the 4 icons down the bottom, but each particular one does have something cool about it.
Yeah.
Now let's get stuck into contacts. When we see a contact screen, the contact screen first of all shows you the page views and the activity, which is really nice. So you've got this activity which is going on, so you can see all the things this particular person has done. Now, what's also nice is you do have the add note, add task, log activity buttons there. And this is a great trick that we've talked about before, but I use all the time with my phone at my desktop as a salesperson, is that when you log an activity and you can log a meeting or a call, this will bring up the notes section, which is terrific. But of course, the phone is better at dictating notes than your desktop is.
Right.
So you press the phone record button here, and this is a note to describe what happened with the meeting. Spoke to this lady about buying Signature Builder. She is keen to make HTML signatures easier on her HubSpot. Okay, so, and then end.
Do you find you have to slow your speech down when you do voice recording?
And save. So that's now saved that information in there. Exactly. I do, and have to speak a little bit American. So use the phone,
super handy,
to record the notes of your meeting. And so that's a really good way of quickly updating HubSpot and updating, I'm now talking slower after that stage. It's a really good way of updating HubSpot and updating your contacts database with the notes. Now, if you've got a lot of sales action going on, as most businesses do or should, then this is vital, because in 1 minute you can put down the entire history of what happened in that phone call, as opposed to sitting there with thumbs and trying to type it and deal with it.
I think in today's day and age, you know, we're hearing a lot about hybrid workspaces, you know, 2 days in the office, the rest of the week working from home remotely. The phone just makes it that much easier to ensure that you're actually delivering on the things you say and maintaining productivity, which of course is a big topic when we're talking about hybrid teams and remote working. So HubSpot, kudos to you, 5 stars for, well, they came out with this before we hit this time in our lives, but it's awesome.
It is. Now, one of the cool things too, Zaahn, is that this has a bit of AI built into it. So what happens is when you're on the Today button, all this stuff floats to the top automatically. So it has your recent contacts, it has your meetings and stuff. So the other way I use that dictation is when I'm driving home, I've got an 11-minute commute, is that I'll go back over, particularly as we're back-to-back most days these days, I'll go back and actually click on the people I spoke to and then update the notes as we go while I'm driving.
Yeah.
And getting earpods, even better dictation, that sort of stuff. So it's a very good way of keeping on up to date and keeping your database relevant. And of course, the great power of HubSpot is that when you are not at work, or you are on vacation, or if you leave, then those notes still stay there for the other person back in your office to help you out and work with. So you've got that central point of data store, which is critical, all because you can just use it on your mobile app.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
No questions coming in from the viewers at this point, which is good, because I think you've been very thorough with your app investigation today, Adam.
I'm still going.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I think the keyboard is a big winner.
No, I told you.
I can imagine. I think everyone's busy doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent. So
now,
deals.
Pipelines, deals. So there is more gold here. So we've got the actual deals pipeline here. So this allows you to go ahead and pick your pipeline. Now, we're in big lytics, there's a lot of stuff going everywhere here, as all the HubSpot partners around the globe demo it. But this allows you to go ahead and update your deal board. So you can use the deal board, you can move the deal board, you've got your different pipelines of the deal board at the top here. So these are the different swim lanes you have on your deal board. And so you're able to quickly go ahead and jump into a deal here. Now, the reason why I like this one, Zaahn, is I find that when I'm on my desk, this is something I forget to do, is to update the deal board. But when I'm bored waiting for my cappuccino in the morning, perfect timing. Okay, this is when you can actually get your update done whilst you're waiting for the barista to get the chocolate on top with the swan pattern perhaps or whatever.
I thought you were always on TikTok when you're getting your cappuccino. Obviously, it's
I'm showing my age now.
It's
a deals pipeline.
Like
so the deals pipeline is where you can update your data here, and you can get your information, add your tasks, add your note, and get your deal board under control. So this is certainly something which we like to use all the time, and it allows you to use that downtime of waiting in the coffee shop, whatever, to go ahead.
I like the feature of being able to call, or just open the deal up again.
Yeah, you can
call.
So there it is, bang. So just as a tip, make sure you put your phone numbers in with the +61 or +1 or whatever country, and +44. Put the plus in, because the phones like that, as opposed to the old school way of dialing information, which is critical. But you've got the quotes, you can access your quote here as well. You've got your attachment. So these little slidey things, lots of power in here.
Yeah,
really
absolutely.
good stuff. So that's the deal side of things.
So that quote section, that would show the if a quote had been done for that deal, that would show the quote there, and I imagine you would be able to view it and then reissue it.
And look, Zaahn, huge excitement here this week in the Kingdom as we discovered that the quotes are now much easier to edit in HubSpot. So previously it was a very annoying HTML job, but now it's much easier. So check that out. That's exciting.
Yeah.
A big new feature. It's in the quote section for those that do have quotes operation, can make a much better looking quote now. But you're right, it will appear on the mobile app for you. Now this is all live real time, of course. There's actually 100% power here. Now we've got a question.
Excellent. So anonymous attendee asks, why was the app relaunched? Did something happen? Interesting question. Yeah, you go.
Well, HubSpot are really good at inventing new stuff. Okay, and so over the last couple of years, they've really made a big push towards now 5 hubs.
Yeah.
Operations Hub makes it 5, and there's no doubt more coming. So what they did is, at the core, the old app used to be pretty good too. There's nothing wrong with the old app, but at the core of what has now become custom objects was the ability to have extra data tables inside of HubSpot. And so the data tables now, if you do have custom objects, then you are able to see them in the app as well. So we don't have our real app here, but if we had that, we'd be able to see our custom objects table. And then you can have up to 10 different tables. And so what that looks like, for example, is if you're selling a particular, well, it's for effectively any additional tables that you want to hold data in are now available on the app as well.
Yeah.
And so it's completely integrated across workflows, all the HubSpot screens, the reporting, and the app had to go as well. So that did require a rebuild. Plus also, they're just really good at making sure they're on top of their game. So there's a very modern business that we work with at HubSpot. They're going 100 miles an hour. And so what probably would have happened is that in the product meeting, we said, this app's shitting me off because it's really old. Let's just change it and fix it. And they go, yeah, good idea. We're going to make a more modern one because there's better stuff out there now on the phones.
Very good.
But that's totally me making that up. I actually don't know the answer at all.
I don't think you're wrong. There were a couple of marketing features in the old app which have been stripped out. So I think that what they've done is really just engineered this towards being Sales Hub focused.
Absolutely right. It's CRM. It's all about the CRM stuff and making sure that, and it's also, there are things that what they did is they analyzed through HubSpot are very good at collecting data all the time from customers and channel partners like ourselves. They've taken that feedback and said, right, we're going to make it better because we're getting feedback that suggests we should.
Very good. Excellent, Adam. Well, five stars for you, 5 stars for HubSpot. A great app. Definitely worth getting hold of that on your phone, obviously via the Google Play Store or the App Store. Episode 25, that's a wrap, but exciting news. We've got some really cool stuff coming up. Adam and I realized this week that we use a heap of really awesome technologies that we probably don't talk enough about. So in the upcoming weeks, we're going to do a bumper edition of ClubSpot. We're going to extend it out to an hour because there is so much for us to cover. And what we're going to do is really showcase some of the cool tech that we use here at the Kingdom to help us execute our job every day.
That's right.
So that's going to be very exciting. So stay tuned for that.
And particularly exciting too, Zaahn, is that we're actually reaching out to some of the founders and the CEOs and the people who made their software and invite them on the show. So we're just currently scrambling to get our guests this organized. And, we've got some, I've got 3 or 4 favorite apps this year. And so we're reaching out to the West Coast of the US, Silicon Valley, and getting these founders on board, ideally to talk about their apps in our App Showcase Edition.
Yes, it's going to be very exciting. So thank you once again for joining us for this episode of ClubSpot. As usual, if you'd like to get in touch with us, you can do so via our website, thekingdom.com.au, live chat, Twitter, Facebook, all of the things. Or you can just drop us an email at welcome@thekingdom.com.au. Thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you next week for episode 26. Take care.
See you later. Bye.